Kyle, defeating the Betfred Championship here at Odsal, going down to the York Knights, the tabletop in York Knights, 19 points to 12 in the end. What's your first assessments of that performance?
Yeah, it's a tough one, that, isn't it? I thought we played really well. You know, they're a really good side, aren't they? Let's firstly respect them because they played well. You know, when they had to, and I think that might have been the difference. They found a way to stay composed and take the moments and the opportunities that they had. And ultimately we did the opposite. I thought we played really well at times for the large periods of that game, but ultimately it would come down to small details and staying composed. I don't think we did that as well as they did.
We speak a lot about moments in games that can sort of flip things on the head. Obviously, we managed to take the lead quite early through Charlie's try. Yeah. Do you think that gave us a bit of an edge early on in that game, because they obviously threw a lot of us in the opening sets to then go up to the field, on the end of the field, and take the lead? Do you think that gave us the impetus to go on and put the performance in that we did for that long period?
Maybe, yeah. But ultimately, that's what you're trying to do, aren't you? You're trying to get ahead. You're trying to win a game. So I felt like our lads were dialed in really from the get-go. And like I said, they did some really good things out there. I've told them some great stuff out there, and ultimately I felt like it was better side for large periods, but ultimately didn't win. And when it counts, that's when you've got to be the most composed, and that's when you've got to make sure you're doing the small things, and we didn't.
For the best part of an hour we defended our try line absolutely ferociously, but do you feel that we just didn't take our chances at the other end to sort of keep and build on that 6-point lead that we had at half time?
Maybe so. I think it was more down to staying on piece, really, is what we'd call it. I felt like at times we went away from things a little bit. I thought there was big moments in the game where we needed to just show a bit of composure, and ultimately we didn't. We turned the ball over a few times when we needed to hold it after, a couple back-to-back sets on them on their line, and we turned the ball over a few times. We knocked off a little bit in and around our marker stuff and that, but we just got to get better at it, and that's okay. We'll all work on it together, and that's fine.
You mentioned the thing about markers switching off at times. They obviously went the full length of the field, scored that try, levelled the game, then quickly went back to back. Do you feel that moment, that break, flipped the momentum on its head? Because obviously we've been in the ascendancy for long periods before that moment. Yeah,
you could say that, but ultimately I'm not prepared to put it down to one thing. That it's an accumulation in it. There's, if you give up enough small details and small moments, you'll get hurt at some point. So nobody's at fault. For us losing the game, nowhere. We all have to do a little bit better, don't we, and make sure we're dialed in for the full 80, because that's what it takes to be a good team like that, that's all.
It was a really brutal contest, and two sides absolutely battering into each other. We saw Tangata lead the field and Douglas lead the field with HIAs. Lots of limping bodies. Obviously Harris has left the field later on. There'll be some battered bodies in that dressing room, I'm assuming.
Yeah, definitely. There definitely is. There's a few sore bodies in there, but rightly so. We're getting to that point of the season where you've got to put your body on the line, and you've got to try and find a way to win games, and that's what they tried to do tonight. And to be honest, I was really proud of a lot of the game tonight, and a lot of the quality as well. I thought we did some really good stuff.
Moving on then. Obviously it's a really good game next week to try and get back on the horse straight away. The derby back here at Odsal this time as the away team. Have you been in the away dressing room yet?
No,
obviously been in the home one, haven't we?
I've never been.
That must be a good prospect to try and get straight back in against our biggest rivals here at Odsal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anyone who we're playing against the following week from a loss is a good opponent to play against. We understand that the derby and the size of it, and that's all great. But ultimately, we're just trying to win 2 points. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we'll do. We'll recover as best we can, and we'll prepare, the best way we can to win the game next week.
Final word then on the fans. They were loud and proud all night, banging the drum, really getting behind the boys. Their support's massive for us, isn't it?
Yeah, huge, brilliant. Noticed it straight away from in the warm up actually. And yeah, they're just great, aren't they? They're just great, and I'm glad I get the opportunity to say it every week. But we do really appreciate it, and it's massive for us. And I know the boys did as well. I think they noticed it straight away in the warm up. So thank you very much again, and look forward to seeing them next Friday.